Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Bill. If not, thanks for checking back in with me today. I don't know if you guys ever remember or have ever seen the mentions of a car that we called BADSRT4 on my Instagram or on my Facebook page. There's a photo album of a red neon that we did some work on, and the plate's BADSRT4. Well, it's my neighbor's car. He's been slowly collecting parts and cleaning the car up over the past few years. I think he said he bought it in 06 or 07. It was his daily driver for a few years. And then his parents had started traveling to Florida in the winter. So what he does is he just parks the car and he uses the vehicle that they leave behind to drive through the winter. This is the car. A couple years ago, he started working on it again, trying to get it cleaned back up. Like I said there a minute ago. And what he had done is he put new headlights in it. He bought BC coilovers and put those on. And then he brought it down to me, and we put all 4 weather strips in the doors where they commonly fade, where they fade and crack, just like this. We did all 4 of those all the way around. They're starting to get some fade to them already again. But anyway, so we did that. We did a Clutch Masters clutch. We did a Modern Performance 3-inch 02 all the way back. I believe you went catless on that one with the resonator. And then ever since we did that work, the car has had kind of a little stumble to it, and the motor mounts were pretty cracked up. So he was kind of thinking about it if he wanted to go back to another stock mount, keep it the way it was, or if he wanted to buy some Dogbone. So but over the winter, he's been piling parts back up, and we just got an order of from Silicone Intake. So what we're going to do now is we're doing the Dogbone motor mounts. He's waiting on the trans. We're going to make a decision on that one later on after all this is done. And then we're doing a fresh body mount. The filler door on the car kind of flips open, so we got a new door for that. And then, like I said, we got a blow-off valve. We're doing a tile with it, so we're just using the Silicone Intakes piece with a 90 and a 45. That should work. T-bolt clamps. Oh, forgot. We're also doing a boost gauge on it. And then obviously I got block off plates on the wall. We're gonna put one of those on. He's also got some gaskets. It was a cheap aftermarket set of headlights that he bought, so the gasket kind of went quick on it. So he's got new OEM ones that we're gonna stick on there. But the first thing we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna get all the motor mounts done, and then I'm going over to my family's for Mother's Day. And then my car is still sitting outside without the back windows in it, so I'm gonna try and we're gonna go over there and hang out for a little while, come back, and then I'm gonna try and get this one buttoned up, and then I can back it out, do the boost gauge, and then the fuel door. I can do that outside too, so that won't be an issue to do. Just so I can get my car at least back inside, because his windows all roll up where the white car doesn't have a battery in it. The front windows are up, but the rears are Lexan and it's wide open right now. So we're gonna get going on those motor mounts and see how much we can get done before I gotta dip out. Alright guys, so we're gonna wrap it up for the night. We got the motor mounts done on Andy's car. I'm gonna bring the car back out tomorrow. We'll just make this one long video, and then we'll see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Day 2, working with Andy's car again. We got the motor mounts and everything buttoned up last night, so we're back out here today. I'm gonna do the boost gauge and do the fuel door. The reason I'm not gonna do the blow-off valve or anything today is it's a little chilly, and there's rain coming in and out, so I still don't have back windows in the car, and even if I did, there's a gap, so water would still get in. And I don't really want any water getting in the car, and he doesn't really need the blow-off valve on it to drive it from A to B. It's just something he wanted to put on eventually. So once we get some good weather and he gets a couple days, he's gonna drop the car back off, and we'll put the blow-off valve on then. But today all we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the boost gauge in, and then I'm gonna get the fuel door on, and then we're gonna get the car back to him so he can drive it, and then he'll bring it back, and then we'll worry about the headlight gaskets. He might do the headlight gaskets himself. If he don't and he brings it back, then I'll put those in too. But yeah, with the cool temperatures and the rain today, it would take a little while for that silicone to set up, and I'd have to be doing everything outside and hope it doesn't rain while I got all the piping and everything off. So I ain't got to worry about getting water in the intercooler and the turbo or anything like that. So we're just not going to bother with that today, like I said, because it's not a need for him to drive it. So we're going to go ahead and get going and get this stuff done. Definitely needed it. Had that right front off and I ran it out with the impact, but I never did double check it with the torque wrench. So give me a second, we're gonna double check that and I'll be right back. No more shake. Does have a check engine light. I think it's got a little bit of a stumble. Probably have to check the plugs on her, see what's going on with that. But let me see what that check engine light's for actually. I was thinking about the neon key down 3 times. So it's got a 302. Anything else? Nope. So I'll show you that. So you turn the key off, put the key in, and then 1, 2, 3. And it'll flash the codes in the odometer. So we got a 302 on her. So we'll have to look into that, see if maybe we got a coil, wire, plug, or injector going on with it. It's got the airbag seats, no moonroof. I might actually have to drag him down one day and see how much this car weighs. See if he'd want to drive it over quick and roll it on the scales when I can get the car out of the garage one day. And then I'd be interested to see what one of these weigh without a moonroof. Stock with the heavier seats. I guess I'm not 100% sure if this one has an airbag in it or not, but either way, we'll figure that out maybe. See if we can put another car on the scale, see what it weighs. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get all my stuff cleaned up. It is raining. I'll get him down and we'll do a blow off valve on it another day, but he is gonna get a tile put on, got the block off plate, and got everything we need really. I'm just gonna pull the grommet out of the stock pipe, and then I'll drill a hole into the pipe that we got from silicone intakes and put the intake air temp sensor in, and then I'll have to figure out how I wanna hook up that tip. So we'll see what happens. Also guys, figured I'd try and squeeze in a little update here with what's been going on with these two cars since I haven't done any shooting with them this week, unfortunately. So this one, I ordered the timing belt, the bearing, and the hubs from Rock Auto, and I'm waiting for those to get here. I ordered the studs from Summit. I also ended up ordering a vibrant fitting, now that I've actually found one that goes from a -4 to an 8th NPT. So what I can do is use this 03 rail, and I could still have the fuel pressure sensor feed off the side while I have the gauge set up on the regulator, so we can see if there's a pressure drop post injector. So that's another thing I'll be able to use while I'm trying to go down the track and make sure that everything's going to be okay with the car. So that'll be cool. Still waiting to hear back on something with the bars for the roll cage, so that's whatever. And with Memorial Day coming up, we had planned on going to Vegas for an Aerosmith concert, so I might just take that time, because the concert was canceled, take the time off and spend some time with the blue car here. So what I might end up doing is trying to find a stock head and a camshaft that I can have before I think 2 weeks, because today, well, it'll be the 7th, right? Today's the 7th, let me see. Today's the 10th, okay, I'm a couple days behind. So today's the 10th, the 23rd was our concert, so I got 2 weeks. So if I can locate a stock head that's in good shape that I can use with all matching cam caps, and then a stock intake cam, because I'm still using the intake cam out of here, but I can take the exhaust cam that was in this car and use it for this one. So I'm gonna order the timing belt for this car, probably just, well, timing kit actually. I'm gonna get a timing kit for this one. And then I'm gonna put new bearings and stuff in those, because one of those bearings was starting to go out on me while we were down in Florida. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put new bearings in both sides, reuse the hub. I can go ahead and get everything swapped over to this car. I'm not gonna be able to use these anymore once I get all the parts to put that spindle back together. We're going to a base model brake setup so I can run a 13-inch wheel. And actually I ordered pads and rotors too, and I forgot about that. But so I got all new brakes coming. I have calipers. I have a couple sets of calipers back there. I have a pair that's yellow and a pair that's red. You can see the red ones right there maybe. Let me see. So yeah, you can see the red ones. There's the yellow ones. They're a little bit dirtier, but I'm gonna use those red ones there. We're gonna take the brakes and everything off of this car, probably just move everything right over to here. Probably just reuse the calipers for now. Later on, if I want to, I can always go to a red caliper, but I don't have to do anything too crazy. It looks like it needs bushings though. Let me see actually. Oh no, it's got some black profanes in it, I guess. Probably just use these move problem solvers. They're nice and solid. They're not a mushy kind of a setup. So over the next week here, probably we're gonna start working on the suspension with this car. See if I can get most of it in and done. I have all the parts to put the fuel canister together. I have the fuel line and I have all that stuff. With that setup, we're also gonna regulate pre-rail. So I'm gonna put the regulator against the firewall over here. And then probably, well, I might put it over here on the shock tower like I did with this car. But, and then I'm gonna shoot it into an 03 rail, but that's gonna have a -4 that's gonna go to a nitrous solenoid. So that's gonna be the fuel side, because we are gonna use a wet shot. Using the stock ECU, I can't tell it that we're spraying it with nitrous. I don't have a way to tell it anything in order for it to pull timing or step up injector duty cycle or anything like that. So we are gonna use a wet shot with it with the stock ECU. And then hopefully everything works out with it. I mean, if I get 100 horsepower with a nitrous out, I'm plenty okay with that. But got the CX Racing intercooler. Most of this car is, I mean, it's here. Like I said, I gotta get a cylinder head, gotta get a camshaft, timing belt, all the brakes and everything are coming off that car. So I just gotta get new bearings for this one actually. So I'll probably go ahead and get those bearings ordered. Order the bearings, order the timing belt, well, timing kit actually, because I'm just gonna go ahead and put a new water pump and tensioner and idler and everything on this. Once this one's done or put back together, I'm gonna move this transmission over here, and then I'm gonna move that engine to the bench, bring my engine back that we're gonna put back to this car, pull that built head off, sell the head, and then we're using the built bottom end with the stock head, because we're not looking for a bunch of RPM. We're gonna keep our power nice and low. So I might even work on the cylinder head a little bit and open it up like I did this car, just to make sure that we can get the exhaust out to make the number that we're looking for. But we'll see what happens in the end on that deal. I might just try it with a stock port head and see if I can force enough nitrous through it to do something. We'll see. if anything, I might be able to just clean the ports up. And I probably will clean the ports up a little bit now that I've done it with that car. We'll see. This one is gonna hopefully start making some progress here in a couple weeks. The manifold is actually getting Cerakoted with the O2 housing when I drop the O2 off for this one. I also dropped some parts off for this one. So once we get those parts back, I can get the engine put together. I can get everything put in the car. As soon as I get the turbo back from Matt, I can go ahead and get that guy set in, and then start running fuel lines, work on the nitrous lines, and then I believe I have all the intercooler pipe that I need. Yeah, because I got one more tile pipe. That one's got the thread end sensor. Somebody epoxied it in already. I might drill it out and put a bung in there. I'm not 100% sure. I might just leave it alone and use it. Yeah, I'm gonna use the black one on that car now. The blue one, I'm gonna take off that one, and I'm gonna put it in this one. This is the pipe that I was talking about with that epoxy. So I bought it and it came that way. I mean, it works, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to use it or not. We'll see. Like I said, I might just leave it alone and get by with it for now, and then I'll clean it up later when I have time. Or at least getting somewhere where we're getting parts in order. Things are coming together on this car in pretty good shape. I still haven't put the cams or anything in it yet. I'm just waiting to get that timing belt, and then I'll just make a good day out of that. So we got parts coming for this car. I'm gonna get some parts ordered for this car. We're definitely getting things coming together. Also, Josh's Supra. He did some boost leak testing with it and found a couple things. The IAC delete plate was leaking. He said he found a couple ports on the throttle body where the caps weren't very tight and they were leaking pretty decently. So hopefully he's got everything fixed. He said it does idle way better now. Now that he's got that IAC plate fixed, because he said that was a pretty big leak once they started putting air pressure to it with the boost leak tester. And that's why I always prefer boost leak tester over a smoke machine, because most smoke machines don't make much more than 3/4 of a pound, maybe 1 pound. So boost leak tester is always going to be the way to go. Always pressurize it, run it under the amount of pressure that the system will normally operate under. So I mean, if you got a car that you plan on running 21, 22 pounds, boost leak test it to 25 pounds. If it holds 25 pounds, you're good to go. It doesn't have to hold 30, doesn't have to hold 35. Just whatever you're trying to run, test it at, and you'll be fine. So like I said, we got him set up on the boost leak tester. He found some stuff, so he's waiting on a tune back from Soto. They've been kind of going back and forth on a couple different things that they've been trying to set up. So once they get that figured out, then we'll be going to the dyno. So we'll have some actual car content other than in 2 different garages here to actually bring you guys. So it's exciting. This one's coming together. The Supra's been running. Hopefully we can get out and start driving that car, going to meets, trying to find some fun, see what kind of trouble we can get in with them. And then because he said he wants to try drifting with it a little bit too. So he's got a set of radials, so we're definitely at least going to try some drag racing at some point. He's got aluminum subframe bushings that he's been looking at, so we're getting the suspension and everything taken care of. He's got new front control arms coming. He just did all the brakes, so all the calipers are new, the pads and rotors are new. We put new shocks and springs on it. So I mean, this car is pretty fresh. Driving down the road, it felt pretty good. Like I said, got some parts coming for the white car here, got some parts coming for the blue car here, got some parts coming for the Supra, making some headway with the Supra, finding some of those leaks with that boost leak tester. So as soon as we get some parts, we can get these cars coming together. Once this car is at a certain point, this car is really going to start swinging until I can actually get this over for a roll cage, because at that point, once I can actually start the car and finish everything, then I mean, it's out of my hands. I can do an alignment and stuff, but there's no point in doing an alignment without setting the ride height, doing the corner balancing, and there's no point in doing that until I get the cage in. And once the cage and the seat's mounted, then I can take care of everything else. So this car, unfortunately, will be on a standstill once we get to that point. I mean, which is not a bad spot to be, I guess. You know, if I can get everything taken care of on my end, then I can start pushing on their end to see if I can get this pushed up faster. But so we're making headway with that. But while this one's on hold, this one's going to get some love. The Supra's getting some love. Hopefully we'll get some dyno content to you guys on that car within the month. I'd like to hope. I guess it just depends on all this shutdown stuff and what goes on with scheduling and all that stuff. We're definitely going to wrap this one up for the day, guys. Thanks for checking in with me. Thanks for hanging out while we worked on Andy's car, and then checking in on the updates with what we got going on around here with the other cars. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, comment with any questions you might have on the video you've seen today, give us a like, follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook if you're interested. Stay safe, stay clean, have a good one, and we'll see you at the track. Thanks.